So goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You're a fucking great harmonizer. What is going on, vinyl community? Welcome to another video with the Record Spinner. Joining me today is a familiar face that you have seen on the channel. This is my good buddy Mike, aka Retro Spin Vinyl. He is part of the youngest members of the VC group and also just one of my best friends right here. We are up in his neck of the woods in North Jersey, and we're going to be checking out a store called Factory Records. And this is my first time here, and I figured I would document this on video and showcase what I get my hands on. Like I said, this is my first time here. I haven't really looked on their social media pages to see what they have on hand, so this is all going to be a surprise. But needless to say, I am so excited to see what they have on hand and see what I leave with.
He's going to go broke.
He called it right here. He called it. Let's go. All right, so we just left the store, and honestly, I was blown away with what they had. I mean, first off, the variety was phenomenal. The amount of gear that they had in terms of turntables and speakers was spot on, because that, I think, to me at least, that adds to, I guess, what, you know, what is the word I'm looking for? The sort of, I guess, leverage that a record store has in terms of supplying some good gear. But holy crap. So I'm sure you've seen the video already if you're at this part of the vid. The Kiss bootleg box sets. Oh my God. So I will say, I did talk to one of the guys that works at the store if he can go lower. They were being sold on consignment, so it was a case of if they're still there in a couple months, maybe. But I don't know. I at least got to see them once in person, because I know what entails with them, because they are bootleg box sets, they're picture discs, they're audience recordings. I know what entails. But
it was like the first time you ever saw the teardrop was when I held.
Yeah, pretty much. That was exactly it. Because Mike owns a Rock and Roll Over teardrop cover in his collection from his grandfather. I have 2 of them actually. So
I know you do, but you know what?
But seeing it for the first time,
mine was from you the first time, so you got to hold one the first time with me.
But needless to say, we both
your pants were getting tight.
Oh, jeez. We both did, well, I did more damage than he did, but you know what? Because my portion is going to take the longest, I'm going to let my guest here showcase what he got at the store. So, Mike, what did you get?
Records.
Yes.
Couple
records.
And by a couple, I bought one for our friend.
One for our friend, another member of the youngest members of the VC group.
And then one for me.
Yes.
Because this... I don't know if this is just a covers EP, because I know Day Tripper's on and all that, but like
it might be.
This is a Cheap Tricks found all the parts, and just given the band, I'm sure you could already know who this is going to. But yeah, I saw this. I don't really look at 10 inches, so when I was flipping through this, I was just like, wait a minute, does Emma have this? This might be a rarity. She has 2 other versions, I'm sure already. I think because the label has like different band members on them on each various pressing, but. This is the one that she didn't have. So she sent me funds right away, and boom, chakalaka, it's going into her hand. So,
that's awesome.
That's what I bought for her. And then I only bought one other thing. I'll take it out of the plastic so you don't get glared. This would be the Jacksons' Destiny. And it says, property of Doug Vaughn, promotional copy only for DJ use. So I don't know what kind of DJ this guy was, but I don't know if he was a private DJ, if he was a radio DJ, whatever, but... Got a shot of the guys there.
That's cool.
The Jacksons. Got the cool peacock back cover. And it's the Epic label that we're all familiar with from the 80s when this album came out. Because I believe this was actually 80 on the dot, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, I was wrong. 78, but close enough. Well known for the biggest hit off this, which would be Blame It on the Boogie. And another one, I meant to say tunes, but you know, whatever. English. Shake Your Body Down to the Ground. So, yeah. Let's shake
awesome.
And shout. Ooh, shake your body down to the ground. Shake and shout. Ooh, shake your body down to the ground.
So,
that's what I got.
So that is what Mike got, and now we get to what I got.
He didn't spend enough money. I'm upset with him.
It was a very healthy amount. Healthy. So what did I get my hands on? So I picked up Volbeat. This is the strength, the sound, and the songs. I just saw Ghost in Volbeat and Twin Temple live recently, and I really, after seeing them, because I've seen Volbeat a couple times in the past, I wanted to get some Volbeat in my collection, and I know that this came out just last year, actually. This is on glow-in-the-dark vinyl, and it even tells you what to do on the hype sticker in terms to kind of, I guess, generate that glow-in-the-dark effect. But super stoked to have this. This is an awesome album. And then we have some Iron Maiden. This is the X Factor.
Their best album.
But anyways, that's the end of the video. I don't have any of the Blaze Bayley stuff in my collection. And granted, there's only 2 albums. So no, one down, 1 to go. But if anything, this is the one that I prefer out of the 2 Blaze albums. Man on the Edge is on here. Sign of the Cross. Edge of Darkness is good. So, I mean, it's a very dark album. This is like Maiden's darkest record in terms of the sound quality, the production, just
everything.
The overall vibe. But it's one that I've been meaning to get for a while. So I got my hands on that.
He did.
And since I was with Mike and he's a Zappa nut, I had to get some Zappa in my collection.
You didn't get Johnny Cash.
I did not get Johnny Cash, but I did get Zappa. This is The Mothers of Invention, Weasels Ripped My Flesh. In general, since I work over at the rock shop, Zappa stuff is hard to come by. and like I can only really get in like some of the unofficial live releases and things. So when I see official Zappa product out, you know, in the wild, I will get my hands on it. And
they have quite the collection there, both used and new.
Seriously. So I picked up this particular one. I will be honest, I've never listened to this before, but I know it's the Mothers, and I need to beef up my just Zappa and Mothers collection in general. So
that was one of my earliest Zappa albums I ever heard.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm in for a treat. And this, all right, so I saw the cover and I was intrigued, and Mike brought up a good point, because the last time, no, wasn't the last time. I think it was the last time.
One or two times ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
So I picked up the Nuggets compilation over at Spin Me Round up in Pennsylvania with Mike. And Mike had mentioned that this particular band was on that compilation. And I saw the cover and I was just immediately intrigued with it. And this is the Blues Magoos Psychedelic Lollipop. I mean, just by the cover alone and the album title, this is such... It's
the one to own.
It has to be enjoyable. So
this
is another blind listen as well. So I am definitely excited to dig into this album. Next is a band that I am digging slowly deeper into, and that is a band called Sleep, kind of stoner doom metal type stuff. This is their album called The Sciences. This was their first studio album in a number of years, and also, fun fact, and I feel like it makes sense because I am a fan, this was put out on Jack White's Third Man Records label. I have the two 12 inches that they did on the label, and now I have the album that they put out as well. So building my Sleep collection there.
Don't sleep on it, guys.
Don't sleep on it. Now, this is the last record that I'm going to show in this haul, and honestly, when I saw this, I could not believe it. And granted, look, you've seen what else I've picked up, and you guys know what I'm into, but I know that I have talked about, you know, this band numerous times, and I'm building my collection of theirs, but this album is so hard to find for a good price. And I honestly, just given the sort of niche novelty behind them, because they're not a relatively huge band, but people know them and like them, I never thought that I would find this record.
He lost his mind.
So I picked up, I have to read the title off the spine because it's so long. This is Of Montreal's Coquelicot Asleep in the Poppies, a variety of whimsical verse.
I thought Pipers at the Gates at Dawn was long.
No, if you want to get whimsical, you listen to Of Montreal. I absolutely am so excited to dig into this album. This came out in the sort of early phase of Montreal. I think this was after the Gay Parade came out, which is basically indie pop Sgt. Pepper, hands down. But honestly, I never thought that I would find a copy of this because I can't find it anywhere online. It's selling for big money on Discogs. But sure enough, 20 bucks later, it is in my hands. I am so excited and happy to have this in my collection.
I keep yawning. Oops. I promise you're not boring me. I'm just like...
It's time for coffee. That's what it is.
Well, we had some drinks, so I guess we probably should.
Look, pro tip, next time you go record shopping, have a couple beers in you. It's extra fun. But anyways, there you guys go. That wraps up our trip to Factory Records. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support the channel, be sure to check me out on Patreon. See you guys in the next video, and most importantly, do what Mike says, and that is...
keep the record spinning.
That's right.